Hey guys, it's Kimber Witchery here. I'm sorry it's been so long since I've been away. It's nice to be back on YouTube making videos. I'm just popping on really quickly actually to do a little bit of an unboxing video and to show you some bits and bobs that I've got in the last couple of days, maybe a week, and also to show you my current witchy project, which is yet another Grimoire. That was inspired by Honey Raven and her awesome, the first video that she made, which is going to be part of a series, I think, talking about how to make a Grimoire from scratch. I have some beautiful books of shadows. I also have a working diary that I keep separately that is over on my altar, just over there. I don't like to mix the two. I like to keep my magical diary separate to my book of shadows, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. But I really like the word grimoire, and I thought it would be nice to have something from scratch. So I'll come back to that in a bit. But the first thing I want to show you, I found this Etsy store, and if I can just... Sorry, I should really have done this first. I'm just going to search for the Etsy shop that I had it from, so I can put the link in the down bar for you guys. Where did I get it from? Okay, so it was pretty easy, name to remember. This little, well, it's also little, it's quite big actually, is a tarot bag. It's made of leather. This actually is supposed to be like the B stock, but this leather is incredible. So if this is the low grade leather, I really want to know what the high grade leather is like. This is fab. It's got this little strap that loosens and you open it, and then it opens up like a purse. And then inside it's got a little fold, so you just unfold that, if I can, and inside then you can keep your cards. I'm keeping the first edition Wild Unknown in here at the moment because that's the deck that I use the most and connect to the most. I wanted to get a pouch or something special to carry it, so I can carry it around, because I was keeping it in this sort of Indian style box, which is great but not very portable. So instead I put it in here with a couple of crystals and a couple of other little magical witchy bits and bobs, shall we say, to keep it cleansed and all that stuff. So yeah, so this is the first thing. This came from an Etsy shop called Tarot Leather Bags. I will put the link in the down bar. It was actually really really affordable. I think this was £11.20 including shipping. So possibly, you know, I think it's a UK, I'm fairly sure it's a UK business, but the actual bag itself was £10, which I believe is probably somewhere in the region of like $13 to $14 if you're in America. I'm not sure. And then of course the shipping would be on top, but it's a really quality pouch, and I love the smell of leather. So it's a really good buy if anybody's looking for something like this to put their decks in to carry around. The main reason I wanted to come on, that was the first tarot related purchase. The main reason I wanted to come on is to do a little unboxing. I'm one of these people that likes to back products on Kickstarter and projects. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at my screen. I should possibly bring my version of myself in line, so I'm looking at you. Right, so anyway, I like to back projects on Kickstarter, and for the last couple of, well, I guess years possibly, I've been backing products by the tarot publisher Lo Scarabeo. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's probably something completely different, but I think that's how you say it. Please forgive me if any of my Italian viewers are watching and screaming at the screen because I'm pronouncing it wrong. But anyway, they're a massive... if you've read tarot, or if you're a tarot reader, or you've even picked up a tarot deck, you probably know who Lo Scarabeo are. They probably produce a majority of the major tarot decks out there at the moment. Especially the ones on general sale. Apart from, basically, Low Scarabeo are like the Llewellyn pagan book publisher of tarot, okay? And as I'm waffling on. Let's go back to the crux of what I'm speaking about. Okay, for the last maybe year or two, they've had 3 related projects on Kickstarter. Basically a series of tarot books. The first one was called Tarot Fundamentals. The second one was Tarot something I can't remember, and then this is the third in the series. And the package has just arrived. I haven't even opened it yet. I thought I would do an unboxing live, if I can only get that to stay. Yeah, so here's the box. As you can see, it's from Low Scarabeo, or however you say it. I apologise for the gratuitous breast shot. I will try and keep that to a minimum. So I'm just going to slice this baby open. The pledge I selected gave me a hard cover copy of the book, along with a first edition, I think it's first edition, a limited edition tarot deck, which I think is limited to so many backers. And every other book that I've backed forgive me, I've been in work, I've been up since 4:30. I'm tired. I've met, all its stretch goals. So, oh wow. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. I am going to pull it out and show you, but... Okay. So, this is the book. Tarot Compendium. And it says on the back it's the Kickstarter edition, and it comes with all the stretch goals, which I'll show you in a minute. This is the deck that I was talking about. It's called the Atea Tarot, and it comes in a really gorgeous box. I don't know if you can see that. It is an exclusive limited edition. Can't see if you can see that. Yeah, the light's really bad, sorry. So let me just get rid of this cardboard, and I will show you some more about this book. Here's one I made earlier. No, I'm joking. Okay, just up a little so you can see me. Hi, welcome back. Yeah, so this is the Tarot Compendium. As I said, oh, what was it? Tarot Fundamentals, Tarot... Sorry, I'm going to have to look it up because it's going to remind me otherwise. Hold on. Let me just check my Kickstarter. Because I can't remember. And there's probably people who've also backed it yelling at the screen right now. I'm sorry. I never said I was normal. Forgive me. I have a terrible cough, which I'm trying to get rid of. But I also didn't want to not make a video. So, yeah. Hope that's the right password. Yes, it is. Okay. No, I don't want to... Okay. Wow. Right. Okay. So the first one was Tarot Fundamentals. The second one was Tarot Experience. That's right. I remember now. And this one is called, obviously, Tarot Compendium. So let's pull up the details of this. Okay, so one copy of Tarot Compendium, including all stretch goals, and one copy of the limited edition Atea Tarot deck. Now, what I'm going to try and do is figure out what stretch goals I should have, and a little more about the deck itself, because I don't know that much about it. Okay. Okay, wow, they actually hit a lot of their stretch goals. Wow. Okay, so, yeah. I will eventually talk to you and not stare at the camera. Sorry. Wait, I just saw the bit about this deck. Right, okay. So this deck, the Tarot Atea deck, is apparently a limited edition of a historical reproduction of an ancient Tarot Atea deck. So apparently these are ancient style tarot cards. It's a very, very limited edition reproduction, and it's to celebrate this this book and the 30th anniversary of Lo Scarabeo as a publishing house, which is actually really exciting. So I can see myself again. Hello. Right. So I'm going to slice this open. Excuse me. I'm going to slice this open, and we can have a look at the book and some of the stretch goals all together. Don't worry. I know exactly this. I am not cutting the paper because I've done this before in front of some of my purist friends, and they're like, "But what if you cut the book?" I won't cut the book. I am a bibliophile, much like anybody. Much like them, and much like anybody who loves books, I would probably cry if I cut the pages. So, but as you can see, I have ridiculously long false nails on, and I can't use my hands very well. So that's my excuse. One thing I like to do, if possible, with these is I like to unpeel the Kickstarter edition sticker and stick it on the book, because I like the fact that I've backed it, you know, as a Kickstarter. What have we got here? Wow. Okay, cool. Right. I'll come back to those in a minute. Oh, sorry, that's me knocking over my my couscous. Yeah, so this is the book. As you can see, it's a very thick, very weighty actually. It weighs quite a lot. Very thick, very weighty. I'll just stick that sticker back on. Tome. Oh, there's some bookmarks. I think those are one of the stretch goals too. They're actually really nice. Wow, and all this, they all have different tarot art on them. That's really cool. Cool. Yeah, so Tarot Fundamentals was very much about explaining, you know, what you would find in a Tarot 101 book. It was like the basic meanings of the cards, how to do spreads, that sort of thing. It was all that kind of thing. Whereas with this, Tarot Experience was more about applying tarot meanings to your own personal circumstances, how to remember the meanings of the cards, how to use them in ritual and magic if that's what you do. This this book builds on that a lot more, and a lot of it talks about more esoteric uses for the tarot. So I'm looking at the table of contents right now, and there's the Book of You, which I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds kind of interesting. That's a quick flick. Okay, so it's talking about esoterica. So it's basically about, you know, how the deeper meanings of tarot. Then it talks about the tarot and the Kabbalah, or the Kabbalah, however you say it. I've always heard it pronounced Kabbalah, so I'm going to go with that. And alchemy, astrology, and numerology. It relates tarot and the meanings of the cards to those, which is really interesting. Then there's some advanced meanings and views of the arcana, major and minor arcana. There's some advanced techniques. We're talking about shadow work in tarot, tarot charms. Then there's a section on professional tarot reading, which is really useful. And some other odds and sods, like sacred geometry and all that sort of thing. Now, I don't know at present if you can buy this book directly from Lo Scarabeo. I would have thought so, but because I bought it from Kickstarter, this is probably one of the first, well, this is the first edition. I would have thought they'd be available to buy, however, I'm not entirely sure how or where. Although, if you're interested in these books, I would definitely say that probably the Lo Scarabeo website should be your first port of call. So that's the book. Which is really cool. With the last two decks, there have been art. One of the stretch goals has been art prints by the artist Eric C. Dunn. If you're familiar with, you may be familiar with his work because I'm sure he's the guy. I'm 100% sure he's the guy that illustrated, oh, I can see it, not the Illuminati Tower, the one that you did with Kim Higgins. What the hell is it called? Tower of Illuminati, that is what it's called. I'm an idiot, sorry. Yeah, so he's the artist behind Tower of Illuminati. I think he also worked with Kim, who's a friend of mine, actually. Hi, Kim. I think he also worked with Kim on Pistis Sophia, the Goddess Tarot, and also Sol Invictus, the God Tarot, which I believe are probably out of print now, or if they aren't, they're quite hard to get hold of, because they're beautiful decks. I don't know if it's finished yet, or if it's currently in production, but they are producing the Tarot Apocalypsis as well. So the last two books had art prints from the Tarot Apocalypsis as a stretch goal. This one is no different. I believe these are the rest of the art prints. So I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm fairly sure that I now have art prints of every major Arcana card in the Tarot Apocalypsis, which is really cool because I've obviously collected all three Kickstarter books. I don't believe these are available with anything else, only with this Kickstarter package. Something that's really cool, actually, one of the very first stretch goals for either of these books has been a free tarot bag, which is really cool. And we've got this, I'm sorry for the glare, it's a really cool sort of like woodland ruined skull type thing, and it looks really cool. I won't open it because I've opened other ones and they're quite satiny, but they're beautiful quality bags. So there's that. And then that was one of the first stretch goals. Well, like, once they hit that, and they hit a bunch of other ones. The other ones are mostly extra pages, like 52 extra pages, 60 extra pages. Some differences to the way the book is bound, blah blah blah. But one of the later stretch goals was a second tarot bag, which I also have, and this one is really cool as well. This is like a brown sort of colour on the back. Sorry for the really bad light, guys. And then you've got this lovely lady on the front. I am assuming this is an image from a tarot card, or I'm not sure what card or what deck. I will try and find out. So that is another two stretch goals, and of course I picked the pledge for this deck. And part of me is loath to actually break the seal, because if it's that rare, I don't know if I want to. But I want to have a look at the cards, so I'm going to. Do you get, I don't know if you guys get that, if you're a collector of tarot, or anything really, anything that comes in wrap. I also collect World of Warcraft action figures, and I don't even take those out of the boxes, but I think with tarot, because it's meant to be used, I don't feel too bad about taking it out of the shrink wrap. Wow! Okay, this box actually is really something. I don't know if you can, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this on camera, but you see her dress? If you can see very well, her dress is actually fabric. I'm running my fingers over this, and it's actually like a fabric raised illustration. So if you look, you can see where this is the paint, and then this is the actual fabric stuff. And there are other little touches, like the guy's breeches or stockings, whatever you call them here, and his hat. Those are fabric too. That's actually really cool. The Lo Scarabeo name and the name of the deck is actually in gold, which is really cool. So I'm just going to take these out. Wow. Oh, wow. That was actually another stretch goal. It comes with, and it's a little ripped, which is a shame, but it comes with a reproduction of an ancient guidebook for this deck, which is actually really cool. The only issue with that is it's in French. I don't know if you can see. Le Grand Atelier. Or Atea. I can't read French to a point, but this will take some serious Google translation. I will try and show you. It's basically a reproduction of an ancient tarot book for these cards. From what I can tell, actually, the names of the cards are all in French too. I don't want to break the seal on these cards just yet, because I'm afraid I'm going to get them back in the box. But these are... How cool are these? Wow. I like that when you back a Kickstarter because you're interested in the product that they're offering, but then something that you get with, you know, as part of a stretch goal or as part of a pledge. That's really annoyed me, that has. I hate it when things are broken. Oh well, I guess it adds to the old look, doesn't it? Let's try and get this back in now without breaking it again. So anyway, yeah, that's actually really cool. I'm so chuffed with this. It's definitely the most intriguing tarot deck that I own. So I'm just going to put these to the side. But as I was saying, yeah, I really like that when you back a Kickstarter for a product, for a product that you're interested in, and then something that you get as a stretch goal or something that you add to your pledge is equally good in quality and fascinating, and I think that really helps. Sorry, I should have done number. That's better. Now you can see me. Hello. I'm not rich enough to invest in studio lights and whatnot, so I literally use a flashlight app on my screen so you can see me. So I apologise for the bad light. Right. So the third thing I wanted to talk about, and I'm already at 20 odd minutes, so I'm gonna try and speed this up a little, so you can go back to your day. You can anyway, you don't have to watch, but if you are still with me, thank you. Yeah, anyway, sorry, manic. So, I watched Ember Honey Raven's excellent video on creating a grimoire, and to be honest, it was something I thought about doing for a long while. I have a beautiful, beautiful book that I'm scared to write in. Well, I'm not scared to write in there, I have written in it, but I tend to put like really special things in it, which I know sounds silly because a book that beautiful should be used, and as Molly Roberts of Her Speak says, it's not magical unless you make it magical, and it's not magical unless you write in it, and I get that, I do, but it's one of those things I think I'm probably always going to have a working grimoire, and then that's going to be something I put the really special stuff in. I know that sounds really silly, but bear with me. So anyway, I wanted a working grimoire that I could just write down everything that I do, everything that I use. I wanted something I could carry around, that I wouldn't worry if it got broke or if it got scuffed. You know, I wanted it to be a working book then. So what I did was I know in the US, so if any of my American viewers are watching this, hi. I know in America you have the giant sketchbooks. And they're about this thick, and they're hard-backed, and they're about 600 pages of sketch paper, which is really, really cool. And to be honest, I think Ember might have one. I've seen a couple of other people on YouTube with them. They're really, really awesome looking. And consider it, they're probably quite cheap over in America, or they're probably quite reasonable. Those are excellent, I think, ideas for books of shadows or grimoires. I did look into getting one of those, but the shipping to the UK and well, or even just to buy one from Amazon UK, which would be sent from America, is ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, yeah, it would be worth it, but it's a little out of my price range right now. So what I did was I looked for a UK alternative, and on Amazon UK there is a giant sketchbook, same sort of thing, black cover, except that it's a paperback. Which wasn't ideal for me, but that's fine. I thought I'll get that and I'll go with it. So what I did was, I actually went to my local B&Q. I think probably the nearest American equivalent would be something like Lowe's, I think. It's like a DIY shop. You know, you go there for paint and gardening stuff and all that sort of thing. It's a DIY store. A hardware store, you might call it. So I went there and I bought some of what me in Britain call sticky back plastic. Again, I think people in the States have a different name for it. I've heard it called contact paper. It might be called something else. But basically, it's a sticky plastic film that you can wrap... excuse me. You can wrap school book. A lot of children wrap their school books in it to protect them from damage or from anything like that. It basically makes the book wipe clean. Also, a lot of people in the UK will buy it to stick on their kitchen counters, their kitchen worktops, if they're old and stuff, just to give them a new lease of life without actually buying a brand new countertop, which makes sense. So I went out and I bought black marble sticky back plastic, which I then covered the book in. Again, I wanted this to look cool, but I wanted it to be a working book. So I ordered a sticker for the front because I am not an artist at all, from Redbubble, and it came a couple of days ago. So this is now the front of my grimoire. You can't really get the black marble effect from the lighting. If you look, it sort of looks like little smoke clouds under the grimoire sticker. And of course you've got grimoire written in English, and then you've got the pentagram, and then underneath you've got grimoire written in Theban, which is really cool. The back of the book is much the same sort of thing, and as you can see, it's glossy, so it's wiped clean. I don't have a lot inside the grimoire at the moment to show you, other than I've taken up Ember's little suggestion of making sticky tabs. I'm terribly disorganised. All my other books are literally write what I want, what I like, when I feel like, which doesn't work for me in terms of a working grimoire. If I'm going to use it, I need to know where things are. So I've gone through and I've sectioned out pages, and I've made tabs for each one, using this fabulous object, my Dymo. I saw one of these, Witch and Moon was using one in one of her videos, and I immediately thought, why don't I have one of these? This doesn't make any sense, because it's something I've probably lusted after for years. I was lucky enough to find one at Aldi, and the labels were cheap, and the machine was cheap, so I finally have one, and I've gone on a mad labelling spree. My husband has also gone on a mad labelling spree and has decided to label everything in the room. So I'm looking at the monitor, and there's a label on it saying the monitor, as if I didn't know my husband is a bit of an idiot. But the best kind. Anyway, so I don't have, excuse me, I don't have much to show you inside, because I've literally only just started it. I started it at Samhain, but I will show you the little that I do have. I've made a grimoire cover page. The rune is a bind rune that I created. This is my book blessing. I will sort of pretty up the pages around it, but for now that's the book blessing. And then the first section I've got that I've actually started to fill in is astrology. So I've got my birth chart and the positions of my planets. I have my husband's and my sister witch, who is a very close friend of mine that I've known since I was 4, who is very interested in the craft, and I'm sort of teaching her, she's half teaching herself, but we're working together as a duo for Sabbats and Esbats, and trying to do a little bit of a coven thing together. And I've babbled on for nearly half an hour, so I'm going to stop now. If you're still with me, I'm amazed, but thank you so much for staying with me. I will put the information about the tower book and the tower bag in the down bar. Thank you ever so much for staying and watching the end of this video. I'm sorry I look like a hot mess. I've literally just got in from work, as you can see by the fancy blue plaster on my finger. Work is dangerous, guys. Seriously, you cut yourself, it's not good. I'm so glad to be back. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to pop them in the comment box below. Give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will hopefully make another video very soon. I'm sure I'll find something to talk about. If not, I will possibly do a live stream around the Yule season. I would like to do a giveaway, not in time for Yule, but after Yule, because I've got over 200 subscribers now, maybe more than that now. And I would like to show my appreciation to everybody by doing a giveaway. So keep your eyes out for that. That will be coming soon. And when it comes out, I will obviously post a video about it. So thank you very much for watching. Blessed be, guys, and have a fabulous day. Bye.